during my big run in WWE, and after so many surgeries, I got fucking hooked on painkillers for a very long time. And my wife caught me one time. We were on vacation. She saw that I was just out of it completely. So she gave me an ultimatum. She goes, so when we get back home, you can either take your pills or you can take your family. You choose. And that really opened me up, man, and it made me a stronger person because I remember getting back home to San Diego, flew to TV the next day, spoke to Vince, and I told him, boss, I need to check myself in. I'm gonna need some time off. He was cool with it. He was like, it takes a man to fucking man up to what you're doing. So that was a big life changer for me, and different perspective of life and the appreciation of family and the support of my wife. It's crazy. Yeah, she's been there from day one. Went to my first match.
A real day one.
We were dating, yes.
Oh
That's
my
crazy.
gosh,
amazing.
that is so cool.
Crazy, yeah.
Man, that support system is so important.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy for you that you have someone like that in your life, especially when you have the lifestyle that you have now. It's so important to know who you can trust, and I imagine that wasn't easy for her either. To give you that ultimatum, right? You don't want to put that on someone you love, but you were really going through it.
Yeah, it was bad.
It was bad?
Yeah, it was bad. And to be able to recognize it and check yourself in and put everything aside and move on with your life to a positive note, it was crazy. I really enjoyed that phase of my life because I learned so much of what not to do.
Yeah.
How long did you go inpatient for?
I was there for 30 days.
How much? So, as someone else who's been through inpatient rehab,
And I've never
before,
told the story either.
I was
This is the
going to
first
ask.
time, yeah.
That's amazing.
Never told it, yeah.
I was going to
Yeah.
ask you that.
I never told the story, yeah.
That's I talk about mine more than some want to hear, but I try to talk about it as much as possible. But you got to really understand how big of an impact you have when you show people who are in your audience and fans of you that you've gone through that type of thing and made it out to the other side. I mean, it's so important and so impactful for you to tell that story. Thank you for telling that story.
No,
bro. That's
man.
amazing.
Another thing that was really big to me was my kids were young. Dominic was maybe 10 years old, 12. My daughter was very young. So to see them walk into visiting ground on Sundays, it was just crazy. Like, it really hit me at that point. Like,
Those were the best.
Man,
Yeah.
Why am I even in here? I shouldn't be in here. Yeah.
So you went through it one time, and then after that,
That was
you were
it.
I was going to say,
amazing.
Yeah.
you have to watch that demon at all
Nope.
rearing its ugly head.
No, it's crazy. I was really bad prior, but once I eliminated all that toxic mindset, clean.
I feel like
amazing.
the painkillers with wrestlers.
Especially back then, it was heavy.
Yeah, this isn't the first time I've heard that addiction like creep up on you.
Yeah.
I try to avoid the prescribed painkillers
Right.
that they give me after each surgery,
Right.
solely for that reason. Like I'll deal with the pain even if it hurts, just because I have an addictive personality and I know
Right.
I don't want to. It's like slippery ass
Yeah.
slope, dude.
I think people are like also learning a lot about that space by way of what's going on in America. And like, obviously it's just become just such a massive problem. And so people are starting to look at opiates and painkillers a little bit differently. I mean, there was a time, 20 years ago where, you stub your toe and they're like, here's OxyContin,
Yeah.
and
Take it.
and
Come
now
back and see me next week.
Exactly. And now pain and pain tolerance and pain treatment and the way that it's looked at has changed so dramatically. Thank God, because a lot of people won't have to go through like what you and I went through, which was just having to battle that, and a lot of times battle it in a silo until you told someone you were battling that demon by yourself. And that's the worst part of it is not having anyone to be able to talk to about it and being embarrassed or shamed or, feeling like there's some sort of stigma. And that's why these conversations are important, bro. Like you don't even realize that you just opening up and talking about that right there. Like somebody watching this episode is probably going to go talk to their family about it now. You know what I'm saying? Like you really just impacted somebody's life by telling that story. So continue to do that.
Thank you. So after I went to rehab, probably 3 years later, I ended up getting another surgery, and it was probably the worst one of all. And I remember I was in mad pain.
What was the?
I tore my ACL. I strained my MCL. They said pretty much my knee was dangling by one thread, so it was pretty bad. I remember I wrestled in San Diego that night, and we were the main event. I was wrestling Alberto Del Rio, and first 2 minutes of the match, I felt it snap, and I was like, shit, I'm fucked up. I'm like, nope, let's go home. Let's take it. That's it. And I was like, no, let's keep going. We kept rolling. But then afterwards, I probably damaged it more.
Yeah, for sure.
The 10, 12 minutes that I stayed in the ring.
Oh my God.
Had the surgery, came home, and doctor gave me painkillers. And I took one, and throughout the night, because they had to drill 2 holes on my knee. And I remember it was the worst pain I've ever felt from the surgeries that I've had in the past. And I would tell my wife, no, I'm not going to take anything. You know, and controlled my pain as much as I could until she said, you know what, I can't stand watching you like that. So it was pretty bad. I remember I was bawling out with pain.
So you did take one?
She actually had them, so she controlled everything.
Okay.
But I didn't want to take them.
Yeah.
That's always such a tricky thing because I've been through that a couple times after. Like I got hit by a car when I was riding my bike in 2013, and I had to go into the emergency room, and you know I was in a horrible concussion, and I had road rash all over my body, and they're like, dude, like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I can't take anything.
Right.
But the thing about it that it kind of makes you feel like a warrior. Like you like push so hard, and you're like, dude, I know that anyone else in my shoes would take the painkillers because you shouldn't be feeling like this ever. But you like try to invoke that like warrior mentality and like push through it, dude.
That's exactly how I felt.
But knees suck, dude. Man. Is that the worst? Are knees the worst injury, dude?
Well, I've never had any other injury besides my knee.
Oh,
like
okay.
I tore my bicep, but it wasn't as bad. My knee has been like the worst injury out of
terrible.
34 years of being in the business.
Oh, so that's good then.
Yeah, it's crazy. But knees are bad.
Hey there, if you like the clip, make sure to subscribe or check out this recommended clip to my right.